Well, if you're watching this on YouTube instead of listening to it, you're probably wondering what the heck is Candy wearing. We'll get to that in just a second. Also, a new feature on the show today called The World's Worst Craigslist Ad. We'll do that. George Clooney and I have something in common. I found out.
Of course you do.
Yeah. And also, I got some news yesterday, and Candy did not like the way that I reacted to it.
No.
Even though I thought it was good news. So we'll get into that. Lots more all coming up. If you are listening to this via iTunes or your favorite podcasting software or Audio Boom or whatever, thank you so much for listening. You can watch it as well. And if you want to go back and watch parts of it later on YouTube, youtube.com/Candy and Potter. So Candy is dressed for what exactly?
It's prom season. Don't you all have a prom outfit in your closet right now?
My prom was horrible.
Was it horrible? Mine was too.
You've heard the story of my prom. I mean, it wasn't horrible in the sense that my date didn't stab me or anything like that. But I have no positive prom memories. My prom was this. The girl that I liked, I was super shy. And the girl that I liked in school was a friend of mine. And I really wanted to ask her. And but another buddy of mine already said he was going to ask her. But
you can't do bros before hoes.
The girl that I wanted to ask and this guy's ex were friends, so he was like waiting to see. And so
high school. I can smell high school on this story.
And so eventually he ended up asking her and she said yes. And at this point it was only like 2 weeks before prom. And I was hanging out with a buddy and his friend was there and I was like, hey, do you think she'd go to prom with me? And my friend actually asked the girl. And she's like, oh, yeah, he probably was like, will you go with this loser? I would really appreciate it if you would go with this loser. And she was super hot. And everyone's like, whoa, how'd you get such a hot date? You know? And we'll show our pictures here in just a second. But
we are? Good.
Anyway, we had a fine time. We went out. We had dinner. We danced. Everything was fine. And then I haven't talked to her since she dropped me off. She drove.
She drove.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing.
It was a pity date.
If this was a story based with girls, like my girlfriend wanted this guy to ask her, and so I would never speak to that girl again. We would never be friends. We would not even be Facebook friends to this day because she was the horrible person who messed up my beautiful prom memory. Are you still friends with this guy?
No.
No.
I don't know if I've talked to him, honestly, since graduation, maybe in the year following.
Really?
I am Facebook friends with the girl.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And she doesn't know. I doubt she's watching this, but
and now Potter's turned creepy. My prom,
she doesn't know that story, but that's how it went.
Yeah, my prom was not that great either. I ended up going with an ex while we were there. He was chewing tobacco in the restaurant and spitting into the water glass.
Candy grew up in unincorporated King County.
No, but at that point, you're like, this date is over.
That is good manners.
Right, it's awful. So at that point, I started talking to one of the bartenders. We hit it off. So I did go to my prom, to the actual dance, long enough to get the picture, and then I turned around, and then I left with the bartender and went to some house party in the U District.
To get your picture taken alone?
Yeah.
So you never took a picture with your date?
I think I might have.
Okay.
Because I think that's when they're just like, okay, together, and then I said, no, I want one alone, and took it alone.
Well, here's...
It's very sad. I got my prom picture taken by myself.
Here is my prom picture. You can see my date. She was very attractive. She was very nice. I think it was a pity date. I appreciated it. I'd rather not be there alone.
Nice. That's cute.
And
nice hair.
Assuming we found Candy's. Here's Candy's prom picture.
That's the prom picture. I still have that dress. Can I fit into it now? No. No, I cannot.
So let's see. What else did we want to talk about? Oh, Pitch Perfect 2 is killing it at the box office. And Candy went and she's like, oh, it was so funny. And now, Potter, you have to watch the first one with me and the second one with me. And I'm like, okay.
You're not going to do that. But
no, I will because I love Anna and Alec.
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick. Thank you.
I did find a way to get more guys like you into movies like Pitch Perfect 2 and other chick flicks. You just have to ply them with alcohol. Because I went and saw Pitch Perfect 2 opening night. Granted, it was opening night, but it was at a theater who served alcohol in the actual theater. You have to be 21 or over to go in there anyway. Even the reluctant boyfriends and husbands that were like, oh, she's making me go see this dumb movie. It's a musical. They were cracking up, laughing, having a good time. So I think a couple of drinks makes you more relaxed, and then suddenly you're not too cool for the room.
Candy's a fan of the drunken theater. I just want everyone to shut up when I'm trying to watch the movie. Let me be loud if I want to.
No.
But everyone else should just...
There was no singing. I was waiting for our theater to bust out into song. And I do have to watch it again because our theater was cracking up laughing at some things and I missed some dialogue.
By the way, she also started watching Magic Mike on our TiVo, and she's like, "It's really funny. We should watch it together."
It is really funny.
It is still sitting on the TiVo about 20 minutes in.
Potter has not, will not.
I'll watch it sometime. I like a comedy. I'm not insecure.
It's good.
Whatever it might be is fine by me.
One other thing that I'm right about and that you're wrong about, you should write this up on some sort of a tote board or like a dry erase board.
Is that a theme for this week's show?
Yes, or you should put it in your calendar so you're reminded every day that I'm right and you are not. The Today Show this week did this huge thing about how important it is to wash your new clothes before you put them on.
Oh, gosh.
What my rule, maybe it's because I've worked retail in the past. I don't know. My rule, you always wash brand new clothes before you wear them for the first time. That goes for everybody. And the reason why is because not only are the chemicals in brand new clothes horrible for you, but also you don't know if employees tried them on, if other people who were shopping
How
already
bad
tried
is it,
them
though?
on.
Because, here's the thing. First of all, most of my wardrobe comes wrapped in plastic. My shirts come in 3-packs and things like that.
Right.
But I love the way new clothes look, and I don't want to mess it up. I want to get that wearing when it's not faded at all or anything like that.
You want to put your stank all up on your shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But the whole point is to wash them so you know exactly what's on them. If you don't, you could get lice, scabies. The chemicals are bad enough, but there are so many other infectious diseases that you can get if you don't wash your brand new clothes. So wash them.
Will think about it.
I wash his clothes anyway.
No.
And the little tiny human's clothes.
That's the other thing is
dog collars, everything. I wash it before anybody wears it.
If you buy a button-up shirt and you're a guy, maybe it'll say wrinkle-free or no iron or whatever. You don't know until you wash it. And so I've bought a shirt like that, and then she'll wash it, and it is never wrinkle-free again. And so basically I bought a shirt that I never got to wear because I don't iron. So at that
Most
point,
people don't iron
it was
anymore.
a waste. I know that if I can wear it once before...
No.
I'll at least get one wearing before I discover it's a crap shirt that lied about being wrinkle-free.
You're right. That is much better of a compromise than scabies. You're right. That's much better.
I want to say hi to some of our listeners. Thanks for checking in on Facebook.com/Candy and Potter Show. Coral said, I have to tell you, Candy, I watched part of the video show with no sound because that's what my phone does sometimes, just plays video with no sound, and I tried to read your lips. I feel like you should have had a British accent.
Oh, lovely.
To go with your tiara.
Today?
that you're wearing.
Oh, no, she's talking about a previous
The last episode, episode 30, yeah.
Yeah, I have kind of a Queen Marjorie thing happening here today, which is nice.
British accent?
Right now?
Right now.
I don't really have one for you right now. I have to practice when I do accents. I have to practice a couple of keywords.
Like tea.
Tea?
Tea. Come on, you can do a British accent.
I like it when he does accents better because they always end up Australian.
I can only do an accent for about 5 syllables before it evolves into something else.
Okay, you know what? Our next episode, we will do a wheel of accents, and you and I can do a few accents. Yeah, that's what we'll do the next episode.
Said she was commenting on Candy's story last week. Basically, if you missed it, Candy had an interaction with a makeup woman at the store, and she said, "Oh, you should buy yellow eyeshadow because it's
eyeliner.
fun."
Mm-hmm.
And Candy said, "I don't want jaundice eyeliner, thanks." And the girl said, "Oh, who makes that?" She didn't know what jaundice the disease was.
Super excited for it, though.
Nichelle said, long ago working in retail when VHS and VCRs were still a big thing, I had someone ask me for a DVD rewinder.
I should have had that. I never had that.
And then Sarah said, saw your running video, Candy. I've been walk/running for over 2 months now. It's my new hobby. Keep going strong.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. That's nice. I've been doing a Couch to 5K program because Potter signed me up for the Wipeout run that is happening locally here in Puyallup. You know, the TV show Wipeout where you land on the big balls? Right, yeah. So I'm going to do that. And it's in my second week now. It's not that difficult yet, but I feel like week 3 it's going to start picking up the pace.
It's an 8-week program, so you've got some time. It's going to get harder.
Yeah,
but
it'll definitely get harder, but I haven't died yet.
The last time I tried to coach Candy into running, we ended up running, this is when we lived in Charlotte, and we were running through probably a bad neighborhood when I was behind her, and I said, "Run like somebody's chasing you." And so she starts running faster, and I start chasing her, and people start giving us these looks like,
it
wait a
was
minute.
right in front of a strip club, and it's like the back alley area, and we're trying to cut across traffic, and he's like, "I'm chasing you."
How often do people
terrible.
in jogging clothes mug people in jogging clothes? I mean, come on.
Probably more often than not. I would feel that would be a good disguise. I don't know what you would get if you mug somebody like that, but whatever.
So I have friends who have Facebook and Instagram accounts for their pets, like their own account, and they'll post things like, "You're not a fan." I say, "Hey, whatever you want to do is fine," and who people want to follow, great, and people who don't. But
I have a friend who has a pig, and the pig has an account. I almost like that better because then I know what I'm getting. If I go to the pig account, it's pictures of the pig. If I go to her account, I want pictures of like what she's doing,
right?
Not totally inundated by pictures.
That's
of
what
the
I
pig.
mean. And then if you don't want to be pig bombed,
right,
or dog bombed or whatever, then you get your own thing. But anyway,
kind of a cute
Nikon
pig.
has created a prototype of a dog camera, and they haven't confirmed whether they're going to make this or not. But here, let me show you the picture of the dog.
Oh, yeah, that's
wearing it.
completely necessary.
And the way it works is, depending on what it costs, I thought it was kind of neat. The dog wears it around its neck, and when the dog's heart rate goes up, it snaps a photo.
So when I see squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see no reason to own this. Like our dog doesn't need her own Instagram account, but it'd be fun to put her on her for a day and just see what came out.
You know what? There are going to be creepers everywhere buying this and then training their dogs to take upskirt pictures. Because look at right where it's pointed. It's pointed right up. See? Look
That's
at this.
what it's going to turn into.
Yeah. The upskirt prom photos. And no, that's not right. You don't want that following you on the escalator when you're wearing a dress. Get it off. Right. See?
Lay down at the feet of the pretty lady.
What girl wouldn't see the cute dog and be like, oh, and bend down to look at and then you're all... That's
down.
why Nikon isn't making it yet, because somebody thought of that.
Lay down at the feet of the pretty lady, Fido.
That's terrible. Speaking of pictures and cameras, did you know that selfie sticks are now banned at Disneyland on rides?
Oh, good.
Because people are idiots.
They weren't before?
No, so they were holding out. Where's the selfie stick? It was right over here.
It's in my pocket.
Okay.
I always have it.
So... one of the worst things he's ever said. So yeah, the selfie stick. So you see how this works? It has a little attachment, and you put your phone on the end of it, if you don't know, and then you can take pictures of yourself. So people were doing this on rides at Disneyland. So it's obviously like holding a golf club out to where you could hit something electrical, you could hit somebody else, you could drop it, that could fly back and hit somebody. Totally unsafe. So just this week, they started putting up signs all over Disneyland, no selfie sticks on rides.
Good. They should. I love the selfie stick. I mean, we went hiking a couple weeks ago. I hate the name because that makes people think, oh, well, that's all about narcissism. But we went on a hike a few weeks ago with another family that we know, and there were 8 of us, and we were, on the White River here in Washington State. And it was beautiful. And I was like, let's all get a picture together. Got the selfie stick out. We took great, fun pictures of everybody because the stick was there.
Right.
It's not about. I mean, I didn't get this so I can take a picture of myself by myself from farther away. Occasionally, if I'm out by myself, if I had it, I might use it.
People do that, though. You can't say it's not a narcissistic stick because it is.
But Candy has a selfie stick built into her arms.
I do not.
See?
My arms are not short for a girl.
Yeah,
fine.
you'll be fine.
Not short.
So, my favorite story that I saw this week was about the reading level that song lyrics are written at.
These are popular songs, or is it any particular
all
genre?
sorts of different songs. And, songs with words.
Oh, this was
lyrics.
You told me not to read if I saw it.
Yeah.
So you could, okay.
So what they do is they compare lyrics and they assign a reading level to it. For example, I remember learning in school, I think newspapers are supposed to be written at a 5th grade reading level. Mm-hmm. So a 5th grader could pick up any mainstream newspaper, maybe not, I don't know, the Wall Street Journal or something like that, or the New England Journal of Medicine, but, your average paper, you could probably pick it up. USA Today might be 2nd grade. I don't know. I mean, it's a little more consumable. I love USA Today. I'm not complaining about it. So what they did is they went through, and from 10 years ago, they said lyrics have dropped a full grade level in 10 years.
Well, you have to be able to repeat the same word over and over and over again.
Well, and the more complex the word, the harder it is to rhyme.
Yeah, not
right?
many things rhyme with love. After a while, baby.
So, these were Macklemore, Katy Perry songs. They did rap, country, rock, hip-hop, everything. And they found that in 2005, it was about a 3.5 grade level. And in 2014, 10 years later, it was a 2.5 grade reading level. Yeah.
Wow.
Which of the 4 genres analyzed, Candy? This includes pop, rock, hip-hop, and country.
Okay.
Which one do you think had the lowest reading level?
Man, lowest reading level.
And which one highest? Guess both.
I'm going to have to say pop had the lowest.
Okay.
And complex reasoning skills, I would say maybe country had the highest.
Interesting. I would have guessed that hip-hop had the highest because they do sometimes put more, like Eminem is a wordsmith, and he is amazing at making things fit and all that. R&B and hip-hop was last.
Okay.
First was country, followed by pop and rock and roll that were both tied.
And we've had a lot of experience in the music industry and we've worked with country artists and things like that before, so you understand a writing process for a country artist is the story of the song.
Yeah.
So that's why I was thinking the more
Could
complex structure is probably with country.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I appreciate. And girls like stories. I like the story.
So I got some news yesterday, and I thought it was good news, but Candy thought my reaction was horrible and embarrassing.
Why can't you keep it cool?
And I didn't post anything about this online.
Thank you. I don't even really want you to talk about it now.
Yet.
To be honest. Because
so this is the first that it's come up so far.
You went total fangirl on me for about a day.
So yesterday, we love talking to you on our Facebook page.
Check my tiara.
And yesterday, all of a sudden, we got this notification. It'll say, hey, these people comment, and you go back and try and comment back and stuff like that. And we get this notification, and it says, Russell Wilson likes Candy and Potter. And I'm like, well, of course he does. Russell Wilson, quarterback, captain of our Super Bowl Seahawks team. And I'm like, what does this mean? It must just be some other guy named Russell Wilson. And I click on it, and it's his verified page with like 7 million likes and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, what? What is going on? Why did he? Why?
Did you hear it in his voice?
What? So this pops up, and it says Russell Wilson. For people listening, I'm showing the thing. That's just words.
I know, but still, that's embarrassing.
And I'm going through, and and it's like, you go to his page, and it's like Russell Wilson likes Justin Timberlake, Nike,
right,
and Candy and Potter.
Of course.
And so,
all of those on the same level.
He probably doesn't run his own page, at least not all the time. Somebody might have been going through and just clicking local media people.
Okay.
But I went through the list of all his likes. I didn't see any other radio or TV people or anything.
It's fine.
Maybe he's a fan.
I tag Russell in stuff that I post about him. My theory on Facebook, Twitter, any social media, really, any platform, is that if I'm going to talk about a celebrity, I want them to know that I'm talking about them.
Yes.
So I always tag them in whatever I post. And I usually don't post anything incredibly negative or demeaning towards them in any way. And it's jokey joke. It's fun stuff. It's nothing that is to be taken too seriously. And all those celebrities who have communicated with me back, they know that.
If I write a joke about somebody on Twitter, a Kardashian or Christina Aguilera or anything like that, I always tag them. And I always, if I look at it and I go, oh, I don't want to tag them in this, then it's like, I don't want to say that then. That's mean. That's not me.
Right.
I'm trying to write a joke. I'm not trying to just, mean girl.
Yeah,
somebody.
I'm not going to be a bully about anything, but yeah.
So anyway, point is, I assume that we're going to Russell Wilson's house for Thanksgiving this year. When we lived
You are freaking out about this. And he has told hardly anybody. But you should have seen the amount of emojis he sent me about, oh, did you see this? Oh, my God.
I don't even use
so
emojis.
Excited.
When we lived in Charlotte, we were in, we were at the station there, and our sister station carried the Carolina Panthers. And, we followed the Panthers and talked about them on the show and all that kind of stuff. And Steve Smith, who played for them at the time and was one of the best players on the team, was like walking down the hall one day at work. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Steve Smith. Should I go say hi? And Kenny's like, yeah, go say hi. What's the big deal? And I'm like, no, I don't want to say hi. I'll be embarrassing.
So weird.
So I chicken out. I actually don't go up and say hi to him. we go in, we're getting ready for our show. It hasn't started yet. And one of the salespeople walks in with Steve Smith, and she goes, "Hey, guys, this is Steve. He wanted to meet you guys. He's a fan of your show." I was like, what?
And then he gets, do you hear that in his voice? I don't know if your man does this, but like when he gets excited, it's like 4 octaves higher.
No shame.
Oh my gosh! And then he does this.
No shame.
That's all right.
All right, before we get to the world's worst Craigslist ad, George Clooney and I have something in common. I found out this week.
Naturally. Of course you do.
And it is that I guess when he proposed to Amal, she took 28 minutes to say yes.
20. Good girl.
You think most women, George would be like, he'd accidentally fall on his knee and they'd be like, yes, 1,000 times yes.
Will you marry you? Yes, I will. I was going to ask you to take the dog out.
Yeah.
It's awkward now.
And he said, I just dropped it on her. They'd only been together, I think, 7 months. And so she had no idea it was coming.
Yeah.
Kenny and I had been together a few years, I think, but she didn't know it was coming. We hadn't talked about marriage when I proposed, but she just delayed. And she's like, we were snowboarding, it was raining, her makeup was running. She's like, you're supposed to propose when I'm pretty, and da-da-da-da-da. And it felt like 28 minutes in my head.
It was not 28 minutes.
It was probably a full 2 minutes. And I'm like, so wait, you seem happy. You haven't left me here on the top of Snoqualmie Pass. Is the answer yes? And then you're like, oh, yeah, yes. Ladies, say yes, and then say the other stuff.
No, you know what? Make him wait.
Hey, if your man's not healthy, he might have a heart attack.
No, you make him wait.
All right. Brand new thing we want to try on the show. It's called the world's worst Craigslist ad.
I'm seeing this now as a challenge, so I'm excited.
Craigslist is full of all sorts of different creepy things, and so I thought what we would do is we would try and write the world's worst Craigslist ad every week on the show, and then in next week's show, this is episode 31, episode 32, we'll read back the replies we got from real people, whether they thought the ad was legit or not.
Now, how is this going to work? Let's read the ad right now, you think?
Yeah. So I wrote the ad for this week, so I'm going to read it to you right now. Again, I was going for the world's worst Craigslist ad. We're going to post it on Craigslist today, and then by next week, we'll hopefully have gotten some responses we can read back to you, and then next week, we'll also share our new world's worst Craigslist ad.
Do you keep saying that so people know you don't wholeheartedly believe in what you just wrote?
Yes, because it's bad.
Okay, do I get it right next week's?
Yeah, you get to. So here we go.
Yours. Okay.
World's worst Craigslist ad. The headline says, free top-load freezer, parentheses, all 7 cats included.
Freezer like refrigerator freezer?
Yeah, like you keep in your basement.
Okay.
I'm moving to a smaller apartment, and I need to get rid of this old freezer. It still works, and if you can pick it up, I'm happy to give it away free. All I ask is that you take the cats, too. 4 of them are healthy and happy pets, and their 3 deceased siblings stay in the freezer so they can still feel close to them.
So the freezer is free. You got to take the dead cats in the freezer.
If you can provide a loving home for 4 warm and 3 cold kitties, I'd love to hear from you.
It's terrible.
Getting money for the freezer is less important than finding a home where Smurf, Kardashian, Princess Indigestion, and Fluffy can live out their lives. Perhaps after the 7th cat has passed, you could sell the freezer for cash.
Oh, yeah, let's not.
The lock on it is broken, but as long as you lock your front door, I don't think anyone will steal your food or the cats. It says it's 15 cubic feet, although part of that space is taken up by the deceased kitties.
Oh, okay.
Please send me a message if you're interested.
It is
Again, world's worst Craigslist ad was the goal.
All right. So they're getting the freezer for free. They got to take the dead cats. I think you changed that last line, the deceased kitties, to deceased kittysuckles.
Oh, no. See, that's just mean.
See? But it makes it worse, doesn't it?
No, I thought kitties made it worse than just saying cats again.
Kittysickles.
So we're going to post that on Craigslist. We'll read the responses in next week's show. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube.com/Candy and Potter. If you want to comment on anything, you can either write on the wall or message us privately. Facebook.com/Candy and Potter Show. Thank you.
Happy prom.
And-
Don't get pregnant.
Don't forget, Kenny just did the whole show looking like she's going to a royal ball.
Happy
So
prom.
that
Don't
might-
get pregnant.
That might be worth pulling up YouTube for alone.
Are my boobs still in this
They're
dress?
showing more than you usually are comfortable
Excuse
with.
me.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?